Well, hi up and welcome to Nottingham. We're here today in the namesake city of Nottinghamshire, right in the heart of the United Kingdom, just to the north of places I've been to before, like Loughborough and Leicester. And we're here today to check out some of Nottingham's historic pubs. We've come along on our SPVW coach trip, our first one of the year. Not bad. I'll show you a bit more about the coach trip when we get to the first pub, but basically you get given a map, 15 quid to get here, and you're set on your way to go and hunt down some pubs. So that's what we're doing today. And yeah, Nottingham, great city, full of history, and its history goes back about 1,000 years or even more, when it was founded by Saxon settlers, and it went from strength to strength and became a medieval powerhouse thanks to its strategic position along the River Trent, as it's joined by the River Leen. By the 11th century, Nottingham Castle stood tall here in the city with as a symbol and show of royal authority. And of course this castle links into Robin Hood's tales, as it was where the titular hero had his final showdown with the Sheriff of Nottingham. It's a set of tales I've never read really, but I really should, because I love old stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, I never got round to it, but that's something for the future, I think. In the Middle Ages, Nottingham thrived as a hub of trade and textiles, and its markets would draw in merchants from far and wide. The Industrial Revolution then transformed the city, and its lace making district became world famous, with the lace produced here in Nottingham being some of the top stuff in the world. Now sadly, like most towns and cities in the UK, as you can imagine, the trade and production declined after World War II. However, unlike a lot of places, Nottingham is quite lucky, because the lace making district was almost completely preserved and converted into other uses rather than being torn down, so you can still go and see all the old industrial buildings in that area. Sport wise, Nottingham also has a historical claim to fame, because the world's oldest professional football club is located here. It's called Notts County, and it was formed in 1863. So yeah, it's a pretty impressive statistic, that, I'd say. And of course, the reason why we're here today, pub wise, Nottingham is also very famous. It's got 3 pubs with some very, what should we say, very old claims about them, about when they were established and how long they've been going. The most famous of which is a pub called the Old Trip to Jerusalem, which, of the many pubs which claim to be Britain's oldest pub, it's probably the most well known, or at least one of the 2 most well known. However, we're here to have a look around and ask the question, is it really the oldest pub in Britain? And is it even the oldest pub in Nottingham? Well, yeah, time for a little adventure. Have a look around Nottingham's historic pubs, see what we can see, and hopefully get some good beers in. So if you fancy having a look around all these cracking boozers, hunting down some great real ales, maybe even at the end popping into, you know, one of my favourites, a micropub, then join us and let's have a wander. Right, the coach dropped us quite far away from the area of Nottingham near the castle with all the historic pubs. So we thought, on the way passing, let's bob in to the Newshouse. Gorgeous looking Castle Rock pub from the outside. Can't say I've ever been in, but yeah, got high hopes for this one. Looks like a proper old school pub. Let's have a look in. Which way? Which way? Let's go left. I always go left when I've got 2 choices. Hi up. Alright. Hiya. Yeah, not bad. Guess beers, what we got on. I'll do a pint of our house, please. Our house? Yeah, I'll go for
What's that? What's 7% better for that one?
4.7, I thought.
Oh, 4.7.
Yeah, it's 4.7.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was 7.
No, obviously, man.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers.
Half of the liquid light, please.
Anything else?
That's just survey, but.
Well, see what happens. Right, set out in the front in the beer garden of the Newshouse, this lovely little Castle Rock pub. Just a very nice little quiet boozer. Got myself a pint of Castle Rock Our House, which I'm guessing is a house pale, maybe with a little pun to do with the Madness song, I'm guessing. I think it was 3.4% and £3.80 a pint, so a little bit above like £1 a percent. Looks like a decent, very clear summer ale type drink. Let's give it a go. And yeah, big thank you to Nick for getting this round in. I really appreciate that one, mate. It was very generous of you. And yeah, let's give this beer a go. Oh yeah, it's exactly like what I thought it would be. It's very, very light, slightly hoppy, refreshing, slight note of like citrus fruits, not quite sure, I can't put my finger on exactly what, but yeah, just a slight pale, citrusy, slightly hoppy, a bit of a malt character towards the end, but very easy drinking. It's very much like a summer beer garden drink. Cheers. So yeah, that behind me was the Newshouse. I keep wanting to say news round, like the CBBC program, news program. I don't know why, but yeah, fantastic. Quite quiet for a Saturday, because we're a bit later than we normally would be. I think it's about 3 o'clock on a Saturday today, so I was expecting it to be a bit busier than that, but yeah, still a great little Castle Rock pub. I always really enjoy Castle Rock beers, to be honest with you. Don't get them that often my way, so it's always nice when we come a little bit further south and I get a selection of them. And yeah, we're heading now to another Castle Rock pub, probably the more famous one, well, one of the more famous ones in Nottingham, called the Canal House, which yeah, it's one of these places that you got to see to believe, but it's basically an old unloading docks for the canals. So yeah, I'll show you it when we get there. Like I say, you got to see it. Me describing it won't do you any good. Yeah, let's have a wander. Right, here we are. We're at the Canal House. Let me show you this old canal unloading docks, or loading docks I suppose as well. Let's have a look. Be alright.
Here's your dock. There's the canal there.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 hours of preservation, please. Cheers.
Cash this one. Pay cash. Anything else, Raymond?
Just those 2 please.
Thank you. Cheers, thank you.
Right, so we're in the very, very busy Canal House, and I've complete opposite of a pub to the last one, considering they're both Castle Rock. I've gone for a quick half of the Preservation Red Ale, gone for a half of this one because I'm never too sure on me red ales. Sometimes I find them really nice and sometimes I'm not keen. So yeah, let's give the Castle Rock one a go. It's not bad, that one, actually. It's not got that rye flavour that I sometimes aren't a big fan of, but it's a little bit sort of on the opposite end. It's a bit watery. There's not a right lot to it at all. It's got a bit of a bitter finish, and other than that there's not too much character to it. So yeah, glad I got a half. Cheers. Right, so that was our very brief stop into the Canal House. I think we spent more time queuing in there than we did drinking our drinks. Took absolutely ages to get served, but it was very busy. So yeah, they were sort of, them two Castle Rocks were sort of the warm-up pubs for you today. And now we're heading to the 3 famous historical pubs, which I'm expecting are all going to be rammed, but hopefully we can get some good shots for you. So yeah, let's have a wander. Right, I think we've found it, the old trip to Jerusalem. Show you this pub, supposedly founded in 1198 and supposedly home of Richard I when he gathered his Crusader army, and they met here before they set off. But yeah, we'll get into that when we get in there, so let's have a look.
Sorry guys. I'm just wearing a lot of stuff.
You show me what you want.
Do you want an apple cider or a sweet?
Number 4, number 4, number 4, number 4, number 4, number 4, number 4. Have a good day. Always do.
Oh, you just had that?
I had the honey.
Is that a rebadge from Milestone?
I don't know. All I know is it's made specifically for us.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
With our ghost ship upstairs, we're all right.
Yeah.
We just come from brewery, that's all.
Oh, okay. So it's a nice stout. It's just a very. Oh, I don't mean this to sound bad, like basic stout.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
no, I've not had daily bread in years, so give that a go.
Thank you.
There's a guy there, yeah. Just taken. You can't read it for me.
Sun from
Oh, that's
above.
right. That's alright.
Right guys, we're here in the galleon room of the old trip to Jerusalem. It is a very, very atmospheric pub. I wasn't sure what it's going to be like on the inside, but yeah, it's a must visit regardless of its age. And we've gone for a pint of the Aberdale Daily Bread, which is their sort of house bitter, which has been brewing a lot of years, and I'm actually a very big fan of, so I know what this is going to be like. But yeah, I couldn't resist when I saw it, because I've not actually had it in a few years, to be fair. And a big thank you to Left to Slide for getting this one in. Really appreciate it, mate. And yeah, Thanks for the generous round. Let's give this beer a try. Yeah, just a fantastic bitter. It's got like a lot of complex flavours, a bit of chestnut, there's a bit of fruit, there's a bit of bitterness, and it's just very rich for the percentage as well. Cheers. So, while we're in here, that's a little bit about the history of this pub, about the rumours and the facts as we know them. So, on the side of the building, as I'm sure you've saw already on the video, has a big sign that says established 1189, which is a very, very bold claim for a pub. And as I say, it claims to hold the title of Britain's oldest pub. They also claim that Richard I and his men congregated here before the Crusades, although on their own website they do acknowledge that both the established date and this fact are very difficult to actually verify. Yeah, the date does seem quite arbitrary to coincide with the coronation of King Richard the Lionheart. And whilst it is true he did recruit many men for the Crusades, all the way from northern Scotland down to the South Pyrenees, he didn't seem to recruit. There's not much record that he recruited really anybody from Nottingham, so it seems quite strange and that they would meet here, and there's no other evidence that they ever met here really. As far as the archaeology of the building goes, one of the timbers at the bar has been dated to as far back as 1585. However, it's not sort of a structural beam, I don't think, and it could of course have been reused. Yeah, the building has been stylistically dated to the 17th century, but has almost certainly undergone extensive remodelling in the 18th and 19th centuries. The first map to show that this building even existed was in 1744, I believe, and the first reference to it being a pub was in 1751. So in summary, it's probably a 17th century building that has been trading as a pub since at least 1751. A long way away from the date of 1189, but still an impressively old pub. And let me just say, it's a must-visit pub. It really is. It's an absolutely fantastic place inside. I'm blown away by it. I really am. Yeah. So if you're in Nottingham, you should absolutely come and visit. But yeah, we've got a couple other historic pubs in Nottingham that also claim to be the oldest in the city, and they scorn this pub for its pretend established date and its popularity. So let's have a look at them pubs next and see how they compare to this place. Yeah. Right, so that was the old trip to Jerusalem. In summary, probably a 17th century building that's been a pub since at least 1751. However, a fantastic pub. I know some people in the comments will say, oh, it's Green King, it's rubbish, but the fact is there are some excellent Green King pubs out there. I've been to a few on this channel, but and if you come into Nottingham, you must pop into that pub if you've not been already. So atmospheric, great beers, and to be honest with you, very friendly staff, and had some nice friendly conversations with a local couple as well. So yeah, cracking pub. What more do you want? So now we're off to the next on our list of historic Nottingham pubs, called the Salutation Inn, known affectionately to the locals as the Sal. But apparently, historically, it was the, I'm going to try and get this right here, it was the Archangel Gabriel Salutes the Virgin Mary. Now, what a pub name. Bit of a mouthful, but excellent name. So, yeah, we're going to go and try and find this Salutation Inn now, so let's have a wander. Here we go, the Olde Salutation. Let's have a look in this one, see if how it compares to the old trip to Jerusalem. See if it's older or newer.
That's shocking tale. What's that? That's that. What's that? Yes, mate. Yeah, we are. Got you. I've no idea.
Have we not?
I thought they had. What's the side?
You brought the girls to the front and you tell them sing, and you fucked off.
Yeah, really?
And they rocked it.
How many tickets? 21.43.
About 90 quid a throw.
Cash?
I don't want the value.
Right, yeah, so we're here outside in the sort of, I'd say beer garden, but it's more like the edge of the Salutation, and I've gone for a half of the Titanic Raspberry Pale, which I think, given how often I've seen it, I think it might be a beer I've never had before, so we'll give it a go, see what it's like. It's very red, as you can see. I wonder if that's like an artificial colour or if it's naturally like that. Let's give this a try. It's very nice actually. Initial is like a sort of bitter hoppiness that comes through, and there is a slight malt character to it there, like very light grain, but the raspberry it is strong, it does hit you. I think it's probably sort of like a raspberry syrup type thing that they're using. It's a bit sort of syrupy, but yeah, very decent drink, easy drinking, so decent for a summer's day. Cheers. Let's go a bit into this Salutation Inn and what they claim and what's the truth. So this pub claims to have been established in 1240, and there's rumours that the cellars in the pub, which are apparently cavernous, are even older. However, it's a timber frame structure with a crown post roof, and the dendrochronology of the crown post roof suggested a felling date of 1440, which is actually consistent with what we'd expect a crown post roof in this area to be, so sounds about right really. And the sort of written record suggests that this place has been a pub since at least 1725, when it was listed as such in a fire insurance document. And if you're wondering where I'm getting my information for these pubs from, I'm actually using a book by a buildings archaeologist called James Wright, and I'll put a picture up and a link in the description. The book itself is called Historic Building Myth Busting, and it's got an absolutely fantastic chapter about historic pubs that sort of starts with these three pubs in Nottingham and then goes on to talk about other pubs in Britain that claim to be Britain's oldest pub. And it's written in a really easy, fluid manner, so you don't have to be, it's not really dry, you don't have to be a history professor to understand it. And I really recommend this book because I've really enjoyed reading through it. But yeah, this isn't sponsored content or anything like that. It's just a book I personally recommend, and I find it to be well worth a purchase if you're interested in buildings archaeology, the history of English buildings and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description for where you can get hold of that book. And yeah, thanks to James Wright for making such a cracking little piece. Really useful for me for this video. I wouldn't have known anything about these. I'd have probably just taken these dates at face value without that source, because what else am I going to do at this point? You know, you don't have time to go through all the historic and archaeological literature to work these things out. So I've just had to take the pub's dates at face value, which, as we know, is not the best idea, because they like to lie about these things. So yeah, check that book out. Anyway, we're going to head to the next pub now, the Bell Inn, which is the third pub on the potential oldest pub in Nottingham list. And I don't think either of us have been to this one before, so should be good. Let's have a wander. Yeah, that was the Salutation, the old Salutation Inn. Fantastic spot that was. Very much like biker rock and metal pub, but really jovial atmosphere, busy, some good beers on, quite a few Castle Rocks again actually. Yeah, fantastic place that was. Really worth coming to these little old spots. But yeah, we've got one more on the list now of the old pubs. We're going to probably do one or two more after that, but the next on the list is the Bell Inn, another of Nottingham's oldest pubs. So yeah, let's go see what that's about, see if they've got some good beers on, and hopefully get some good video to show you all, see these pubs.
Tunnel? Can we go to tunnel? Tunnel, yeah. I'm guessing no real ale. You never know. If this is the queue, we're not going in. Looking at the queue, I'm guessing not. Yeah. It's a white building. It's here. This queue appears to be for a cookie shop. But I'm not 100%. Yeah. I think we got the smallest queue.
Right, I really hope this queue is not for the Bell Inn, because that's where we're going now. Just found it. It's not quite as obviously old as the other two, but yeah, let's have a look in.
Is that a bar there? There is a bar there. Just keep it. Don't know the cashier is there. 4 there. You never talk to me. I'm waving at
Yeah, can we get 2 out of the obsidian, please? Oh, yeah, yeah, let's go find one. Oh yeah, 13th century Welsh, yeah.
That way? Maybe that way?
In here?
What's the minibus? It's a van.
Room down there, no. There's one table. I don't know one. May as well explore it.
What words are you speaking right now?
That's the Jeremy Spector 2030.
Probably a hostel and stuff. Oh no. Oh yeah. Wow. There's loads in here. Big room in there. Let's do up here, yeah.
Right, so here we are in the labyrinth that is the Bell Inn. It's just a pub that keeps going and going. You think you found the end, and there's another staircase, another corridor. We found a nice quiet little wood panelled snug here to have our imperial stouts in. We've gone for the Nottingham Brewery Obsidian, it's called, which I think is a 7.2% imperial stout. So yeah, let's give this a go. Got half of this one, being sensible. Cheers. Oh yeah, very rich, chocolatey, very chocolatey, and not very boozy considering it's 7.2. Lovely body. Can't knock that one at all. That's probably beer of the day for me so far. Quite far and away beer of the day. Just fantastic. Cheers. Oh yeah, lovely. And so yeah, we're here in the third of the 3 old Nottingham pubs, and yeah, this one not as obviously old as the other 2. Certainly you wouldn't notice. It's got a lot of the decor is more modern. They claim it was established in 1437, and it's the same style of roof as the Salutation, the crown post roof, timber frame, and the tree ring dating from that from those timber frame samples gave a felling range in the mid 1400s, which again is consistent with what we would expect that type of roof in this county. So there's sort of no suspicions there. I think that's probably fairly accurate. This pub itself was first referenced in a written document as a pub in the will of a man called Robert Sherwin in I think 1639, when he actually bequeathed half of the revenues of this pub to 3 different Nottingham parishes, which was very generous of him. So I'd say in the sort of debate of the oldest Nottingham pub, in conclusion, we're not sure that any of these pubs were purpose-built pubs. It seems that the Old Trip is probably a 17th century building and the others a bit earlier. However, we only know for sure that they were pubs from the 17th or 18th centuries onwards. And whilst I'm sure more work could be done and more archaeological evidence could be uncovered, it seems that at present this pub here, the Bell Inn, is actually the oldest of the 3, having been pulling pints since at least 1638. So yeah, still all 3 pubs are fantastic and well worth a visit. You have to come and look at them if you're new to Nottingham like I am. It's my first time ever coming here, so yeah. Anyway, we're going to probably head to 1 or 2 more pubs for you on the video today before we got to get our coach back. And yeah, I'm really hoping we can get into, there's a micropub just near here that I really want to go and check out. So yeah, let's have a look around. Possibly Nottingham's oldest pub. and an absolute labyrinth on the inside. I've tried to do a bit of a walkthrough so you can see just how maze-like it is in there, but another fantastic Green King pub with a great selection of beers on. I mean, how often do you see an imperial stout on cask just at a pub? Fantastic. So yeah, we've got one more pub on the list today, a micro pub I'm hoping to check out. I've heard it's one of the best in Nottingham, so yeah, let's have a look. Right, which way are we going for this?
Going in that corner. This is where we came from, that corner.
Right.
After that micro. Yeah, this is where all the takeaway drivers
Hang around.
Ik kan het medical some. Looks so far, I really like the bell.
Yeah, me too.
Hello.
Dodgy character.
Yeah, it's been very dodgy as usual. Where have you been? Barrel drop?
No.
We've been up to the
Hand and heart.
Hand
All
and
right.
Heart and
Oh, yeah.
one bit further on.
Right. Oh, very good. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
About
Yeah.
It's not far.
20
Yeah.
yards.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Nearly there then.
Yeah, well enjoy.
Yeah.
Hungry more than thirsty.
Yeah.
But we're trying to plough through.
Got one more on.
Yeah, one more pub and then we'll have some
Weatherspoons for
food.
some
Yeah.
food, I think.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah,
Weatherspoons.
that's
too.
yeah, that's what's next. Yeah, need some sustenance.
Yeah.
See you soon.
See ya.
Yeah, when I came with Dave the first time, we hit it from the bottom, so we must have hit it from the marketplace
Right.
and come up this little alleyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
This way we go from the top. I can't remember. It's somewhere around here. Come to this one.
It's a godsend not having him there, but it's like a whole
I'm guessing it is.
Let's try it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right, here we go. We found it. The barrel drop. Let's have a look. Micro pub, you know me. Love a micro pub. Let's get in there and get a beer straight past the entrance. Good start.
I'm going to get half of the cherry cut on cocoa and half of the best bitter.
A pint. Yeah, finish on a pint. Yeah, can we do a pint and a half of the best bitter and then a half of the cherry tom cocoa?
Yeah, pint and half best bitter and half cherry tom cocoa. Is that everything now for you? Yeah, that is £9.40 altogether then, please. Just a minute, ready? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a few lots in.
When you used to come here,
And that's the numerous. Thank you. Right, in line with that. So, great.
You're going in the corner.
yeah, that's fine.
Right, so I'm in the corner of the barrel drop in, and I've gone for a pint of the Magpie Best Bitter. So we're going to give this one a go. Yeah, great little micro pub list. Sadly, probably the only micro pub we'll go to today, but yeah, let's give this beer a go. Oh, very fruity for a best bitter, that is. And not especially bitter. It's a bit of a strange one, that, but it's pleasant. Easy drinking. Cheers.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, so that was the Barrel Drop. Fantastic little micro pub hidden away down this back street here in Nottingham city centre. And yeah, a great pub to finish on today with a very nice pint of bitter actually from Magpie Brewery. So yeah, in conclusion, that was the Nottingham pub crawl with a bit of an emphasis on Nottingham's historic pubs. And seems like from the evidence, the Bell Inn is actually the confirmed oldest pub. However, every pub was fantastic. The other two were really obviously very old and very nice pubs to go in just for a drink. Blimey, we've done 6 out of 6 pubs today, have been fantastic in my opinion. So yeah, we'll leave it there for today. We're going to go get some food now before we get our coach back. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then maybe you'll be interested in the video we did earlier today at the Milestone Brewery Tap Room, which will be on my single pub series. So if you fancy that, then sign up to be a member. Other than that, yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Support your local pub. Cheers.